What's up, Lakers Nation? My name is Trevor Lane, senior writer for LakersNation.com, and this is the Lakers Nation news feed. And oh my, what a big one do we have today, because Anthony Davis has finally requested a trade from the New Orleans Pelicans. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN reported that Davis, through his agent Rich Paul, has informed the Pelicans that he would like to be moved. So let's break that down. Before we do, guys, make sure you head over to our sponsor, Robinhood. You can check them out. Go to lakers.robinhood.com and you get free stock. It's a very, very simple way to go and buy and sell stocks. You can use an app right on your phone. Super easy. Again, lakers.robinhood.com, and because you're listening to this show, you'll actually get free stock. Again, go check it out, lakers.robinhood.com. So, Rich Paul, Anthony Davis's agent through Clutch Sports, released a statement saying that Anthony wants to be traded to a team that allows him the chance to win consistently and compete for a championship. Again, this is through Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. So, Anthony Davis is finally requesting out, and the timing of this is absolutely huge for the Los Angeles Lakers, because here's the thing. Most people think that the Boston Celtics have the best trade package that a team could offer for Davis. They've got multiple first-round picks. They've got young players. They have all kinds of assets. They've got this treasure trove that they could make available in a deal for Anthony Davis, who is widely regarded, and I think this is accurate, as easily a top 5 player in the NBA. So the Celtics have all these different pieces they could put on the table, but because of the Rose Rule and the kind of which is the kind of contract that Kyrie Irving has and the kind of contract that Anthony Davis has, there is a provision in there that says that you can't trade for 2 of those players. You can't have 2 of them on the same team and via trade. And so since they already have Kyrie Irving, the Celtics are prohibited from trading for Anthony Davis until Kyrie signs a new deal, which is going to be happening this next summer. So that means right now, the Boston Celtics are the only team in the NBA that is not allowed to trade for Anthony Davis unless they trade Kyrie Irving for him, which I don't believe they would like to do. I mean, maybe if push comes to shove, that's something they will consider. But for right now, Kyrie Irving is not going to be part of the trade. That means that the Celtics can't make a deal for Anthony Davis right now, which is big for the Lakers, big for every other team that would like to trade for him. So there's a few links here to the Lakers that we should know. We know, of course, some time ago, LeBron James mentioned how amazing it would be, and the league went crazy and claimed tampering, how amazing it would be to play with Anthony Davis. So certainly he would like to play with him. LeBron also shares an agent with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis actually fired his agent this last summer and went with Rich Paul of Clutch Sports, who we know is LeBron's agent, is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's agent. So there's already that link there. And of course, the Lakers have long been rumored to be the team that is going to really go all out to get Anthony Davis. So what might a Lakers package look like? What could they trade for Anthony Davis that might convince the Pelicans to go ahead and give him up? Well, that's where things get a little bit tough, because let's face it, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, all these players that the Lakers were really hoping would make the jump this season just didn't really, or at least they haven't so far. We haven't seen these guys really take off. So if you're the Pelicans, are you all that excited about trading Anthony Davis and having the main piece coming back be Brandon Ingram? Probably not, because those guys really haven't performed all that well without LeBron. The last 15 games without LeBron James has been the opportunity for those young guys to step up and really show that they can be the next generation, that they can eventually run their own team, that they can be future stars, and they really haven't done that, at least not consistently. We've seen some strong play from them, and unfortunately, Lonzo Ball really picked it up, but then he got hurt. So that complicates things even further. You don't really have Lonzo Ball to trade. I mean, the Pelicans could still go ahead and trade for him, but it's unusual to see an injured player like Lonzo, a guy who still has probably a good 5 weeks to recover from his injury, to see him traded. And we know the trade deadline is quickly approaching. We've got a week and a half, February 7th. So it's not like Lonzo's going to heal up between now and when this trade would have to go down. So what does the Lakers trade package look like? Well, the young guys don't make quite enough to be the only pieces in the deal. Even if you took Josh Hart, you took Lonzo Ball, you took Brandon Ingram, right? You took all of these guys and you put them together, even throw in Kyle Kuzma, and you tried to trade that for Anthony Davis. That's not quite enough in terms of salary matching, which means you're going to have to include someone like a Rajon Rondo or a piece like that in order to make a deal work. Okay, financially. You could also do something around Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who maybe he's okay with doing that, although he does have the ability to veto any trade because of his bird rights, because he's on a 1-year contract with the Lakers. So you could still get something done with him, though, because his agent is also Rich Paul. So perhaps he'd be willing to facilitate a deal, and his $12 million salary could come in handy in terms of making a deal work. Will the Lakers give up all the young guys? Personally, I think yes. I think they should. Whatever it takes to get a deal done, whatever it takes to make it happen, even without the Boston Celtics on the market, that threat is still looming. The Pelicans can just say, no, we are waiting until the summer. We're waiting until the Celtics can put in their offer. That's when we're going to make a trade. I think you don't want to do that if you're the Lakers. I think you want to make sure that you put together your strongest offer right now, get it done, and then don't look back. Because you know what? As great as it would be for the Lakers to say, make a trade and keep Kyle Kuzma, or make a trade and keep Lonzo Ball, or keep Josh Hart, or keep whoever it is, it's something where the chance to put together LeBron James and Anthony Davis, 2 top 5 players in the NBA, that's too great. You can't pass on that. This isn't like where Paul George was telling the Lakers, hey, I want to be a Laker. I'm hell-bent on being a Laker. I'm coming. And then he changes his mind throughout the year with Oklahoma City after the Lakers declined to surrender major assets because they thought Paul George is going to sign with them in free agency. It's not like that. Even if Anthony Davis is telling you, hey, in 2020, when he's going to be a free agent, I will figure out a way to make this happen. No, you get it done right now. You do whatever it takes because Anthony Davis is that good. He is an incredible talent. He is a generational talent, and he's somebody that you absolutely go after. You give it everything you've got, and if the Pelicans say no, which they very well could, I mean, it's possible that other teams could jump into this, right? If you're the Philadelphia 76ers and you say the words Ben Simmons, doesn't that instantly kind of knock the Lakers offer back, right? Because that's a potential superstar level player that they'd be giving up. So if the 76ers suddenly decide, hey, we want to pair Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, can't they put together a better offer? There's surprise teams that'll jump in, right? These teams that have high draft picks this year may jump into this and try to make offers to get Anthony Davis. Some team that really feels like they could make the leap to being a contender. 29 teams in the NBA would like to trade for Anthony Davis right now. So there's not going to be any lack of deals out there for the Pelicans to take. But this is where Rich Paul and Clutch Sports can flex a little bit of muscle. Because here's what can happen. Let's say, and this is hypothetical, this isn't news or anything like that. This isn't something that I've heard or anything. But let's say that Anthony Davis would like to be a Los Angeles Laker and would prefer to play in LA. How can he make that happen? Well, it's very simple. What he can do is through his agent Rich Paul, he can make it known that, hey, whoever trades for me that isn't the Lakers, okay, or maybe he has a list of teams that he would consider playing for, I will not stay. If he says, I will not stay in the summer of 2020 when I hit free agency, I will not sign an extension with you, you'll be renting me for a year and a few months, and that's it. Sure, you can make me play for you. I don't have a leg to stand on there, but I'm not going to stay. So if you're that team that's looking to put together a big package for Anthony Davis, and you know, and you're convinced, you believe him that he won't stay, right? The Raptors, they took a chance with Kawhi Leonard, hoping they can convince him to stay. The Oklahoma City Thunder did the same thing with Paul George, and it worked, hoping they could convince him to stay. Maybe a team does that. But if you believe that Anthony Davis 100% will not stay, then the amount you're willing to give up is going to go down. If you're, say, the Celtics, and Anthony Davis says, no, I don't want to play for you. I don't want to play for the Boston Celtics. I'm not going to play for you. I will not stay. I'm going to leave in a year or year and a half or whatever. If you trade for me, well, the Boston Celtics are probably then not going to be willing to surrender a piece like Jason Tatum, okay, or their best picks, their best assets. Because why would they do that if they know they're only getting him for a short amount of time? So that's how Rich Paul and Anthony Davis can kind of direct this and choose their next team. And we'll see if that comes into play. For sure, we're going to be hearing a ton of rumors about where he wants to go over the next week and a half. And the NBA trade deadline really just got that much more interesting because now the clock is ticking on the New Orleans Pelicans to get something done. And of course, they're going to try to hold that leverage that Boston can make a better offer over the summer and try to get a really big deal right now. They're going to try to get as much as they can. But again, if I'm the Lakers, I go ahead and offer whatever it takes. If the New Orleans Pelicans say, we will trade you Anthony Davis for, and the names they list do not include LeBron James, I would have to think you just say deal. It doesn't matter what those names are. Whatever pieces they want, you do whatever it takes in order to get a deal done. Because again, like I said, Anthony Davis is that level of superstar. Now, if he does get traded to the Lakers, obviously that's going to put them into an interesting scramble mode where they could then bring in a guy like Carmelo Anthony because they're going to have to give up more players than they would bring back in an Anthony Davis trade, most likely. And so you could see not just Anthony Davis, but Carmelo Anthony coming to the Lakers in the next week and a half. Maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here, but just connecting the dots and putting some pieces together. So, lots to take in. Buckle up because it is going to be a crazy next week and a half as we build up to the NBA trade deadline. And we'll see if the Pelicans do move Anthony Davis and if Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka are able to get this done. It's been long rumored, but are they able to get this done? And hopefully Rich Paul can give them a little assist and help get Anthony Davis to the Los Angeles Lakers. Guys, for more on this story, keep it tuned to the Lakers Nation YouTube channel. Check out LakersNation.com. And, of course, follow Lakers Nation on social media at Lakers Nation Official on Instagram, at Lakers Nation on Twitter, and at Lakers Nation on Facebook. My name's Trevor Lane. You can follow me on Twitter at Trevor_Lane. Until next time, see ya.